But I'll be curious to see what the Matt team gunners are. That's probably going to be RPG 42s and Carl Gustavs.
Second platoon, thanks Basebeard. Do we have a Delta lead?
Oh, I just misclicked. Block, could you jump down to squad lead for Delta? Thank you.
Wait, sorry, is this OPFOR or BLUFOR platoon leader right now?
This is OPFOR company lead.
Pat,
so let's see. I do wish Big Boss, aka Homebrew Cocaine, the best. He's going to be fighting against Boston, who is a vet. And we'll, when I say vet, I mean a vet of FnF.
Make sure radio's slot right.
And Anderson, who is the leader of FnF.
Foxtrot squad lead.
The overarching host is going to be one of that guy's platoon leads.
For Charlie,
this is going to be messy.
Charlie 1 and Charlie 2, we're both BPL, so we could just both push over to platoon net.
Okay. That's fine with me then.
Alrighty, I'm gonna call it there. Let's get BLUFOR, get your company together.
Boston.
Horrible jokes.
Sorry, I forgot this is a push-to-talk channel. How dare they? If I could have someone fill the
Horrible
Bravo
jokes.
2 team lead I saw was empty. And then someone in Foxtrot, can you move up to squad leader? And then someone in the Delta units, can I also get you up to squad leader? Just so we have leads. Stockton, go up to squad leader for Foxtrot, please.
Well, I mean, with that, could I have Stockton say the ammo bear, and then I just hop up from team lead to squad lead, and then just team lead my route?
Yep, that
just so we have more ammo.
Fucking be
Alright, just make sure you have contact with all your guys.
I don't know if FnF will have the ability for me to listen to their local comms.
Quick thing, V-Lash, you can't be one-man element, man.
Here's what I'll try to do. Here's what we'll try. I'm gonna enable TFAR beta here, and I'm gonna see if if I can hear them locally with TFAR beta on the spectator slot. If I can, cool. But normally, even if I can, if I have a co-commentator, like Barbarian usually co-commentates with me on NA, we won't be able to hear him, so...
And supplement a squad medic, and just leave it as that.
We'll see.
Roll Delta 2 up into Delta 1, we should be fine.
Because, you know, Beta has updated a few times, TFAR Beta specifically. So maybe.
All right, I'm going to
not.
go ahead and push it. We are behind on time, so let's go ahead and take this shindig.
You're right. I'll probably get stuck listening to dead spectators too, but we'll see.
Connecting, you do have some time to get in. We do have safe start.
See how it goes.
A little bit of math brief time, so go ahead, get in, join.
So I'm going to check this TeamSpeak channel. We are at 131, so
come on, have some fun. What else are we all doing on a Friday night, right?
We'll see how things
go.
Heroin.
Drinking.
Good job, that mic.
I made a mistake.
Well, then you have a very nice voice for radio presenting.
We need Daddy Andy's OnlyFans before anything else.
Oil?
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 Heroin?
Oil?
Oil?
The Americans are coming, lads.
Oil?
Run.
Oh
well, I'm giving y'all a second to sober up on that before I actually put that up, because if you all donate money, I'll be a little concerned. But if I'll wait till later on the night and then I'll post.
All right, so simply put, 3 BLUFOR ammo caches can be destroyed in any order. One of the ammo caches in the water. Ooh, we might see something custom.
Related items. So
OPFOR spawns in a small position.
Two objectives are fuel tanks, and the central objective is a fuel pump. As far as
fuel tanks, fuel pump, and
once you find them, the one that you actually need to destroy is marked with a sign. It'll be obvious once you see it. So that's the one that you actually need to destroy. So there's going to be a couple around. It's an oil storage facility. So, but the one that you've actually got to destroy is going to be marked with a sign. It's got an exclamation mark on it. So
instead of ammo caches, it might be something else to blow up. Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, that's it.
All right. Do we have any questions from our company leaders?
OPFOR's good.
It's just
BLUFOR?
destroy caches.
Yeah.
Okay. Nope, I'm good.
Alrighty. Well, without further ado, good luck, have fun. Round 1 of FnF starts right now.
All right, a little bit of desync because of everyone trying to connect on the server. I'm gonna go fly up next to people.
Okay.
Wow.
See if I can hear them, but I think it's just you'll only be able to hear other spectators because there's a certain option that needs to be turned on in the add-on options. We'll stick to client here, but if I remember correctly, for global settings, spectators can hear enemy units. Oh no, that is turned on.
What do you mean, nerd?
I'm getting really big.
So we will be able to hear them locally. All right, let's try that then. Hopefully I won't hear other people that are dead. I'm gonna lower the volume of the music slightly. This will help us hear them out. All right, guys, so we can hear them. Since I won't be having any co-commentators today, we'll just hear them locally for this one instead. All right. I will hear people when they die. Oh, God. Do you guys want to hear people screaming when they get shot in the head? All right, we'll try it for one round, and if we like it, we'll keep it. If we don't like it, we'll go back to the commentator channel, all right? So we have what looks like the vanilla statics, because they have stuff loaded in the box right there. Actually, no, I think these are the RHS ones, because the vanilla one has the cap overhead. So 4 static, 50 cal. It is very loud, very well. I hope the TeamSpeak... I've got something set up on TeamSpeak that's supposed to even out everyone's audio, so hopefully that works out. But again, I'm always like to try something once, so we'll see. And if not, the noise gates will prevent anyone from ear raping you, so. Let's see, these are fuel pumps instead of ammo caches. Okay. Let me make sure that's reflected in the mission command here. BLUFOR fuel. There we go. I haven't seen fuel pumps yet, but the same script would apply, you know? So instead of blowing up the ammo cache, it'd be mag dumping these fuel pumps to destroy them. So we got one right there. Another one is an oil derelict right here in a little fortified position. And then the third one is, ooh, a little custom depot kind of built out in the water for whatever reason. Kind of like it. Multiple places to climb up on the ladder, an obvious bottleneck, a little bit of room to put fortifications here. That should be a-okay. 150 cracks of brew. This should be good. All right. Yeah, I should get a little bit of cider. I'm actually out of cider, so I gotta go get some more. So some people disconnecting back and forth, we'll see them filter in and out of the server. OPFOR having a bunch of transport vehicles. The Mi-8 is unarmed. Wait, nope, I lied. They've got a single door gun on the left side. All right, so that's basically for some support fire. The 2 BTR-80s, 50 cal can penetrate them, so they got to be careful. But otherwise, this is going to be a lot of infantry transporting for this operation. But with 130 people to manage, this is definitely going to be an interesting one. So again, we'll try to scroll in and listen to them.
Or better yet, the main thing is...
Otherwise, BLUFOR having some defenses dug already right here. Looks like a little command tents dug. We'll be curious to see where those 50 cals are brought in. They also have open-skinned Humvees for transport. Interesting. Now, looking at these 3 AOs, you got to remember any of these fuel pumps can be destroyed in any particular order. So OPFOR, because they're going to have a lot of people, I'm willing to bet they'll probably grab some transport Vics, maybe load up a squad or two in the Mi-8. And try to drop it off on the northern side. But looking at each of these AOs here, this one, I mean, just look at how nasty of a kill zone it is. But OPFOR has a pretty nice valley that they could deploy from. Whoops, didn't mean to blind you guys there. And then come into this town right here and get some pretty good high ground too. So that's always the option when we deal with this town right here. We've also got the high areas over here on the hills, just a little bit of lacking cover, but also the random fortifications around. But really just, with this being a valley, it's going to be really tough to defend because you have to stay in the low ground as BLUFOR. And honestly, just OPFOR can come from anywhere, and especially with the BTRs that could set up on the Valleyway, this is kind of a trap of a defensive area, if you ask me. AO number 2 is a little bit easier. I find it kind of funny how we have a destroyed wreck right on top of, or right under a active one right here. So I'm not sure if that was supposed to be that way or what. But I like this because it's got a good perimeter wall. You can't knock these specific wall textures over either. Got some good fortifications around it. Pretty well defensive, if you ask me. Looks like 2 major entryways from the front and the back. But this could be held out pretty well. It's also surrounded by openness, so BLUFOR could dig some fortifications around it, use the fortify tool, make some trenches. But, it also is on a good little bit of terrain, only flanked by a big hill far out and this area over here, but that is all well within. There's actually no cover map border, so anyone can go anywhere on this map. The third AO is a little bit of a trap as well because the actual objective is in a valley again. OPFOR again could easily land a helicopter somewhere and get a lot of guys out here. The issue with the valley though is there is really no cover up here. The rocks at the edge could provide some good cover, but getting there is the risky part. It's again a good defensive area, but in reality it's just super exposed to everything around it. So people are going to have to be careful breaching in. The fuel drum is the center one right here that they'd have to, OPFOR has to destroy. So, I don't know. I mean, the first and third ones we just looked at looked pretty sus, if you ask me, but the central one, I mean, that's the gold standard here, so I hope BLUFOR decides to defend it. Putting some 50 cals around it would be really nice to make it defensive. I guess if I had to choose two, I'd go for this one as well, because there's just a lot of good urban areas to hide in. You can fortify the town to make a good perimeter around that building. No offense, it's kind of obvious where this fuel pump is. Also, you have this little fuel thing coming out in the back. So even though OPFOR doesn't know where it is in this area, you can also kind of tell because this is a custom building, because this is the map. It has 3 buildings and a wall. Instead, you got this warehouse right here. Kind of makes it easy. And then this perimeter, you know that it's something in here. And then the OPFOR one, I mean, yeah, there's no hiding any of it, you know? Usually the hiding can, if it's in a town, for example, can really help BLUFOR out for staging defenses, but it's kind of obvious in every vector here. But yeah, if I was BLUFOR, I'd focus on this one, I'd focus on this one, maybe a few guys overwatching that one, but only if I really thought I had the manpower to sit there. But with 130 people on the server, probably have something to send, you know? If I was OPFOR, I would definitely use this valley marked right here to get into the first objective. I would also stage some units from the MSR over here just to do some overwatch. I would load that chopper with 2 squads, and I would go around and land either on the northern sides over here. Actually, I'd do the southern. I'd do this area over here. I would just do a flyby first to make sure it was safe, and then I would go for a landing. Because usually the hostile faction will shoot at you if you're flying around. And then I would just converge on the central objective. Honestly, a good way to converge this AO would be sticking to the forested area in this little valley right here after taking that one out. And then that can let you get right on top of this objective. A little bit of an open kill zone right here. But if OPFOR is able to maintain their overwhelming numbers, that shouldn't be too much of an issue. But I'm going to be honest, after I witnessed what EU had in store and all of the vehicle squandering I witnessed, that broke my heart. I am just going to say anything's possible here. Again, with any Friday night fight, it comes down to the PvP and if people know how to use equipment that they find, and it will literally make or break the game. So we'll see how things go with all of this regardless. Now, to go over the number system for everyone that is new, it's really simple. Command is the company commander. He's in charge of 2 platoons. For BLUFOR, for example, that's Boston. Then you have Platoon 1 HQ, which has their platoon commander, and 2 IC, their first sergeant, whatever. They have a platoon medic, and then they also have a marksman. Marksmen are given 7.62 rifles with a medium optic scope, the vanilla one, specifically the MOS. Then you have Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, or Foxtrot. The squad leader is a squad leader and a squad medic, and it's orchestrated by a simple single letter. And then you have A1 and A2, B1, B2, C1, C2, and so on and so forth, which represent the 2 squads, which, fire teams within the squad, which also have their own medic, and then they're led by a team leader. They have a single AT guy, single machine gunner, a demo, and maybe an assistant. Usually they're about 6 people strong, but I think for this roster it was 5. So we got that for Alpha and Bravo are both rifle squads, and then Charlie is a weapon team. And then for Platoon 2, you have Delta and Echo as rifle squads, and then Foxtrot is the weapons team. So Foxtrot's all loaded up right here. So for the weapons teams, for Foxtrot, both the fire teams and for the first Charlie team are all heavy machine gun teams. So for BLUFOR, instead of the squad-based weapon being the 5.56 M249, they're given a 7.62 M240 Bravo. So basically it's a bigger gun that can dish out a lot more damage, and more people in that team are assistants to it. To the machine gun to carry more ammo for it. And then the most dangerous team, I would argue, the team that can make or break your op, is the Charlie 2 team, which is the MAT team gunner. They can be equipped with reloadable AT, so in this case we have BLUFORs being the Carl Gustav, which means OPFOR is probably going to have the RPG-42, which they're in a BTR right now, so I'm not going to be able to tell, but usually they're mirrored based off the faction. You can also see Titans used, Javelins used, which they're the same thing. Iglas or Stainers, depending on what the op has in terms of assets. But more often than not, I would say 2 months ago and prior to that, it was almost always Javelins, but recently it's been more so Carl Gustavs and RPG-42s, just that reloadable AT. Now, when it is Javelins or Titans, it's... what is it? It's 1 round for the gunner and then a 2nd round for his assistant. So they get 2 overpowered, missile launches that are almost guaranteed to hit unless they don't angle the shot right. When it's the Carl Gustav or the RPG-42, it's 3 and 3. So the gunner gets 3 rockets and then his assistant gets 3 additional. When it's an Igla, I think it's 1 and 1, but I can't confirm that. And also in the rare times when it's a Metis, because we did have a Metis mirror match in EU. I think it's 2 and 2, but again, I cannot be quoted on that. But the last time we saw Metis used, it was, I think, 4 rounds total. So, with all of that, I mean, still have a few minutes on the clock. These are usually 50-minute rounds with 15 minutes of save start time, but sometimes that is adjusted. So, we'll get a 15-minute warning at about the 50-minute mark here. And gotta remember, BLUFOR either has to kill all the bad guys or stall out the clock. OPFOR has to just get the objective done. I think they also do win if all of BLUFOR dies, but usually that doesn't happen. Usually the objective's done or a team runs out of time. Normally you don't see everyone die on a team, but anything's possible. So we're seeing a lot of fortifications being done around the central objective. Looks like BLUFOR is going to forego the first AO. Sometimes we see that happen because it's easier for BLUFOR to spread its forces across 2 AOs than 3. That's a tactical decision that I fully endorse. But they're going to opt for holding the 3rd AO as well. Which, honestly, this is a pretty nasty kill zone to be put in, but... if they hold the perimeter of it, then it could work. But again, any of these objectives could be attacked at any time. I want to see how OPFOR is set up. OPFOR does not have anyone loaded in the helicopter except 2 additional guys. And you can hear them chatting. So I don't know if this is like all part of the helicopter team. No, so they might have a marksman team loaded up in there. And then everyone else is loaded into vehicles and the BTRs. Okay. So by the way, you're seeing H and G. G represents vehicle crews, and H represents pilots. I forgot to mention that on the roster. So if you guys have any predictions, feel free to give them. I don't think this one's going to be predictable, just because it's going to fall to the PvP. OPFOR has the advantage with the Sky and the BTRs, but if BLUFOR outflanks them or has a really good mat gunner, that can be thrown in. That can be thrown in the towel real quick. I don't think Logan's playing NA today. I didn't see him. But I'll be sure to point out the veteran players when I see them. So we got people like Hoyt, Mannerheim, Firefight. I mean, all those guys. The only one I don't know is Poe, but his name does ring a bell. Like, I've seen a lot of these people over the past few months do some pretty cool shit. Logan was the first, and he's the most well-known, because I highlighted a lot of his actions, but anything is fair game. OPFOR, meanwhile, vibing for a force split here. 2 BTRs going to go one way, and the cars are going to go the other. I think this is a little bit of a mistake, because you don't want those BTRs going uphill, because they suck going uphill. So I think the BTR should have gone the other way, but I think it's because they're going to put the BTRs over on the hilltops here to fire downwards as the infantry get close, executing that plan I was talking about. OPFOR might just keep all their eggs in one basket here and do a unified push AO to AO, but we'll have to see how things go. So how are these ops balanced? Do they script damage values for each gun? So FnF does have their own config file where they rescript damage, so 762 isn't as overpowered compared to AK. But, excuse me, not AK, 556. But even so, how would I put this? Balance is kind of not really done. How do I put it? It's up to the mission maker to make the balance how he or she sees fit, but then the FNF staff have to approve the mission to make sure that it does seem balanced. And I would say out of all of the missions we've done, which have been at least around 20, I want to say, the ones I've commentated on, I think there's only been 2 that I thought were unbalanced. But it's a matter of opinion. So OPFOR has 5.45 rifles. You can tell by the plum mags that they generally utilize. So 5.45 versus 5.56 is nearly identical, and you have the MI8 also doing a wide turn here. I am really curious to know where those BTRs are going. Maybe they're getting up here to then get up on the hill so they can keep high, but we'll see how things go. Oh, yeah, no, again, two really good players, T5 Bay, T4 Herb. They've done some pretty crazy stuff in the past. Audrey Hotto has the record for most kills, but people like T5 Bay, man, if you have them on their team, on your own team, you know you're in for a good time. Now, I will say this, regardless of the caliber of gun you use in Friday Night Fights, unless it is a secondary weapon being a handgun with 9mm or 45 auto, every shot that goes in the head is going to be an insta-kill. Every headshot's an insta. With 5.56, depending on what you're fighting in terms of body armor, the shots kind of depend. I've also seen people with 7.62 weapons mag dump each other. And again, it really just falls to the server. And also with 130 players, there's going to be a little bit of desync here and there that can sometimes screw things up. But I will say the server that FNF runs, I've only seen one op suffer to desync. And that was before they made the update to this really awesome server. Because fun fact, Corporal Firefighter, who is one of the guys on the multi-Twitch link, he has a Bohemia dev watch him like religiously, apparently. And that Bohemia dev was the one that recommended this new server. So, I mean, if you get a literal recommendation from one of the developers of the game, I think you'd be hard-pressed not to take that guy up on that offer, you know? So we have OPFOR landing elements of the 1st Platoon HQ out. I'm willing to bet this is going to be a marksman 2-man team. And they Stanners decided to take a parachute. He could drop that now, because that's just going to weigh him down a little heavier. We hear them locally talking a bit. And maybe that helicopter is going to start going out to get some scouting data. Meanwhile, the first half of this pincer movement OPFOR is trying to make has started to dismount over here. We're seeing elements of Delta Command at the company level, Platoon 2 HQ, Foxtrot, so just a good spread of units. And the rest of these guys are going... Did we just see that BTR do some... Okay, then. Yeah, so they're going to ride the edge of the map here, which is technically legal because the cover map hasn't done anything, but this is a little cheesy, but if it's open to be used because there's no border made. So I gotta wonder where... I guess they're just going around this massive valley to get up here to flank the next forms of AO, especially since this force is holding right now, so they're waiting for this other pincer to be set up. What's concerning, though, about OPFOR's move here is how long this is going to take. This is going to take another 5 to 10 minutes for OPFOR to get into position, which means that BLUFOR is going to have a lot of time killed for them. So BLUFOR, again, just has to hunker down. Keep things going. They could probably just stall this out the time, you know? Meanwhile, we have two guys, a demo guy and an AT guy. So just a single shot AT. They're going to recon the first objective to see where OPFOR is, because, again, I would say one of the most important things in FNF, other than the PvP, is your intel. If you can find out where your enemy is and redeploy your forces... You're going to do really well, especially if you have extra assets like tanks. EU, a few hours ago, the first and third op had such a squander with the tank assets, it made me want to scream. And one of them literally cost the team the game because they just went out and about. So info is important. Communication of that info is important. And just how good your players are in general is important. I'd say it's the order of how good's your PvP, how good are you at communicating information, and how good are you at managing your assets at a command level. Those, I would say, are the top 3 things for Friday night fights. Because time and time again, I have seen things get squandered, man. But yeah, now you're going to have BTRs climb these big hills. We have another divergence here. One BTR is going to go way north, and the other BTR is going to follow this gas down. I think they're going to try to get up here on the high ground. They got to be careful, though, not to get spotted. I just used page up to turn my render distance up a bit. MI8's going to do a flyby here to try to see what he can see at the first AO to get that scouting info down. If BLUFOR identifies that the helicopter's over here to at least figure out that OPFOR is starting to scout at the first AO, that's intel on itself, because you can, you know that if this guy's scouting out the first AO, that's where OPFOR's focus is going to be, so you can then plan for that, you know? There's so many things about little actions that people don't think about that, you know, you could utilize. Oh, speaking of firefighter, here he is. He is a demo specialist. You know what I'm willing to bet he's going to do? He is going to put a demo charge somewhere in here and then find a house to hide in and then wait for OPFOR to send a squad in there and then demo it and get a multi-kill. I would love to see firefighter do that. And he's got plenty of time because OPFOR is trying to make a wide pincer maneuver, but I don't think it's going to work out. Honestly, OPFOR should have just ferried dudes by air if they want to do this. I get the BTRs being utilized, but it's a pain to see this. Because not only is it running down the clock, it's also just running, it's just increasing the wait time of everyone, you know, just waiting to kill each other. We want to see bloodshed, right? The players want to kill each other, right? Like, come on. We gotta see it happen. So he would have 2 explosive satchels. I would put one in that corner and one in that corner. Or behind the poles. Or better yet, on top of the poles, behind them. There's so many cute little places he could put those. So one Gaz has made it up and is coming around. I guess the 2-man team was sent up there to recon that route. BTR, one BTR is starting to make it downhill and driving around. The other one is still the poor hydraulics on this baby. Going up this at least 30 to 45 degree angle. Ooh. Spinning down. Have to hold shift to go down farther. He is, yep, putting them in the corners. And immediately shutting that door. Is he only going to plant one? He's only going to plant one. Now, where is he going to go to see that? I'm not going to lie. That window would be perfect. Little close, but perfect. Other places he could go. He could, not these bushes, I'm afraid, because Defilade's in the way. He might just try to hide close, but honestly, this bush. Prone, that would be a little tough to do, but yeah, I mean, hiding in that bush back there would be good. A bush is something he'd want, probably up high too. The issue is his camo would make him stick out like a bit of a sore thumb in a bush, but that's the best he's gonna go. But I think he's gonna go for this building. No, he walks past it.
The risky part.
I forgot, we can actually just scroll up to him and listen to him locally. So he just said something about this being the risky part. See, if he put the charge in the other door, he'd be okay. But this spot right here actually isn't too bad. We'll see what he decides to settle on. He might actually just completely pull back, but the issue is if you don't see them going into this charge, we saw this happen in EU round 3. Charges were put in really good spots in an ammo cache hunt, but they weren't there to PID when the players weren't there, because what the enemy can do is just go in here, put the charges down and leave, and then it just nullifies the use of that trap, which sucks because I really like these traps. I love them. But they're not used right. We're coming up on the 30-minute mark. OPFOR's starting to send a guy ahead. It looks like this is probably platoon command of some sort. Yeah, platoon 2 lead. Some infantry coming over this hill as well. Firefighter might get caught out in the open here, but I don't think there's anything here that could engage him at this range. Maybe some machine gun sprays, but that's not worth the ammo. So what they might do... Firefighter just NJP'd there. Accidentally had a discharge of his rifle. Hopefully it doesn't alert. But no, we have Coat right here. He is over... Okay, so he's going to overwatch for Firefighter. So Firefighter can go in a safe position and risk not risk getting shot that way, because he's the one that has to detonate it. He can't just get sniped out and that entire thing gets squandered. So I like this tactic here. I like the second guy. But yeah, with this MI8 circling, I think BLUFOR can tell where OPFOR is going to be focused on. But this second half of the pincer has arrived up here. It's quite possible that they're not going to do a pincer. Instead, they might go to a different objective. Also, I love where BLUFOR commands decided to set up here. This is not a bad spot, and it also lets him see a lot from this area. I just hope he doesn't go all the way up here, because that would be very, very overexposed. Now the helicopter is firing at the bunker position right here, landing some pretty accurate shots, distance considered.
Oh shit.
So you hear these guys reacting, giving a bearing out. They got the 50 cal now firing. It's good that the helicopter is getting BLUFOR's attention. They're trying to gauge where those 50 cal statics are. So I'm not sure if the Mountain was close enough to PID that the 50 cal was right there, but he at least knows where a BLUFOR position is, so he can now relay that to OPFOR. So OPFOR will start getting info that BLUFOR is really digging in on this position, while they also have intel that there's not that much going on right here. So we do have a Gaz in this spot with Outcast's little decal on it. They might go in and demo, as this force might reposition to engage over here.
Eyes north. Oh yeah, Delta with me. We're gonna push into Nagara and just find the thing and blow it up.
Yep. So these guys are gonna push. This is exactly
grab the vehicles and bring forward.
what BLUFOR wants. OPFOR. I like the local chatter. I'm hoping when they die though they don't we don't get ear raped. But I like how they are gonna have a guy or two stay back here to field the vehicles up when needed, because they've got quite a few that they're gonna have to drive with. But if they all go into that building with Coda, what Coda's... Who's gonna watch? Okay, no, so Firefighter, he's gotten in a position now, but he's got no good eyes on the objective. Said Firefighter's watching these guys come in. Honestly, just like somewhere up here, you know, like this bush with binos just looking down would be perfect. So, you know, one guy goes and plans to charge, the other guy goes up here, they set up, they wait. It would be perfect.
Go around to the north side.
These guys are going to come around and flank. Spooky.
Got it. I found it. It's inside here.
So Outcast calling out Fisher, running right in.
I ain't touching that. You can touch it, Fisher.
I like the little custom sign here. That charge is really hard to see. Actually, it's a satchel in the shading. And we're seeing some more shots being exchanged right here. But time-wise, there is going to be 35 minutes left in this operation. The clock is ticking down. OPFOR, meanwhile, we have Stanners, the marksman, going off ahead. His battle buddy, Platoon 1 HQ, staying there. And then we got OPFOR, I guess, waiting a reserve force over here in Nur. So Homebrew, who is OPFOR platoon.
Send the rest of your guys up to Objective 2. Platoon 1, at this time, requesting that you start your assault on Objective 2.
So they might, based off that, there might be a pincer movement at Objective 2. I mean, look, we got all these people pulling around. You're going to have more people pull in. I mean, again, if there was some BLUFOR guy up there watching all this, that would be perfect. I think if people started investing more in the explosive traps in Friday night fights, we would see some very nasty stuff. But Firefighter, I think he's just going to have to guess. Because he's not overwatching, he's just staying there to be within the range of the explosive. Coda pulling back. And BLUFOR, again, they're not at the position, they're overwatching the position, which is a better call in my opinion if they're to dig a trench network. And then we have one guy over here, he's with a Vic, he's just kind of trying to make sure that OPFOR isn't going to come around on a wide flank. This is actually really smart to do. Because him with a vehicle, if he sees something, he can immediately get in that vehicle, pull away, and then let BLUFOR know that, you know, something's coming. So, again, another thing I wish we saw more of. Oh, Firefighter.
Hey, fun. That's where we're going to be heading. Meeting up. Stop going down the street. Come in.
Is there friendly in there?
Ooh, hold up. That sound was the sound of the chopper getting hit with 50 cal. Another hit just came in. Not seeing anyone unconscious, no major damage. Generally don't want the helicopter flying over where people are trying to be sneaky because that brings eyes over here and someone might be able to see them out in the open. Wonder if there's any superficial damage there or if there's anything critical. But meanwhile, Snow, I'm willing to bet, is... Nope, he's a medic. I don't see any charges down yet, but... You know, honestly, on the outside, on the entrances to the building, like, what if BLUFOR put a car right here with an explosive satchel on it, you know, and blew up the front of it as people were forming around just to check it? I don't know. It's an interesting idea. We're waiting to see who's going to come in to put an explosive charge. We have Ace here, uniform glitched. I'm going to quickly check the skulls on both sides. There have been no KIAs yet. And we are... Gosh, another, I think, 25 minutes. Yep, so someone spotted the guys on the hill over here. And they're blindly firing because the chopper led them over here. And they were able to see the little bumps on the hills. But now we're starting to see the pincer movement form. BTR coming up filled with guys. Gaz coming up. That's going to get spotted. On the second BTR, lagging behind, again filled with dudes. The scary thing about this, though, is this is a massive kill zone. And honestly, the BTRs are going to have to do some clever... Nope, they're going to dismount here. Oh, this is going to get messy. You're going to be seeing dudes firing at pixels at this point.
900, 900, 900!
You hear Nursk yelling. They're ranging the MG up there. Looks like they're getting it moved as well. That's the Gaz that's dismounting. They're going to hold on rockets.
Do not hold rocket. Hold rocket.
You have those two explosive specialists going in the building. But Firefighter, he's not going to know.
Got ranging on them, start firing.
The trench is too high and you hear Carpenter giving a sigh about it. It is possible to dig your trenches too high. And the MI-8 is, struggling to fly. Ah, yes, the good old Soviet put the engine on when you're already in the air maneuver. I love it. I love it. And the demo team has just cleared this area. 2 charges down. Yeah, so Firefighter... Unfortunately, that's going to be another squander on the explosive. Good concept, good idea, but... If he has no way to visualize this, then what's the point? So explosions went down, no destruction. Demo's going to have to go again.
Is it maybe invincible? Question mark?
This might give Firefighter a second chance if he audio PIDs it and sees that it's still there. I mean, this would be perfect.
Oh, that didn't work.
I'm honestly confused.
Alright, I put down another charge.
Did you select it?
Come on, Firefighter, please. This is what you want. And they're already out.
Go cleared, find the hole.
I mean, there's no way to tell that that's the specific one. I think they used the sign right here to show that this is the specific one they need to demo, but... Jeez, Firefighter, you're really making them wait for this one. It looks like that actually caused his charge to blow up.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, they just realized they've been demoing the wrong one. Ah. Hope they still have demo here. Meanwhile, massive OPFOR force has just decided to open up on BLUFOR. Boston, who's right here, he is going to probably take note. Instead, he's turning out and trying to get some shots on this far group over here in the Gaz. OPFOR doing their best to close some of the distance here. And And looking back and forth, still no KIAs because of the distance here. But honestly, Boston's in a bad position here because he's right in front of an entire flank here.
Avoid backlash, Neriska. Avoid backlash.
Grenadier rounds going back and forth. Helicopter doing some overwatch here. Just heard a Moz round get fired. I think that might have been at the helicopter. Oh, yeah, so that helicopter is definitely doing, basically trying to make everyone go up. Less rifles to look at the actual battle line coming down.
Oh. That was a really good AT shot, whoever did that.
That's blown up again. So you're right, you do hear the spectators when they die. That was Iceberg. No, that was where the Moz round landed.
Yeah.
All right, so if the chatter gets too bad, we'll go out of it, but... I mean, what was the range of that?
There's a guy very far.
About 600 meters, yeah. Meanwhile, Boston dealing with some guys coming down to his spot.
Not exactly the best place to dismount, though.
He is being pushed by Marco, trying to get behind this Vic right here.
Yeah. Wait, that's the problem about this.
Marco pulling around and knocking out BLUFOR Command. Ouch. All right, I'm going to jump into the casting couch again.
And get into Deathlight.
I think that would be cool to be able to listen to their comms for the first 2 minutes, get a beating on their plan, then move into casting.
Also, like,
oh gosh darn it, hold on, I gotta turn my plugin off too. Ah, sorry, we're missing the action. We're trying new things, stay okay. So Myers being picked up here. A few OPFOR deaths here. I'm not seeing any BLUFOR deaths except for Boston. We also have Norse who's been wounded, but he is back up. Again, I mean, for this environment, the terrain is going to be really, really good for the defending faction because OPFOR doesn't have any good ordnance here. So, meanwhile, OPFOR, I guess, is giving up on this objective because they've put so much demo, even knocked the signs over, but it's just not budging because this specific asset just didn't want to blow up, but all the fuel lines linking it blew up. That's got to suck. So BLUFOR might win on BS, but I like the idea. It's just I don't think they tested to make sure that they were destructible, you know? Like, you really got to idiot-proof an objective like that, if you ask me. But I like the idea of the warning sign, but you got to remember, people that play Arma, you know, you got to idiot-proof everything for them, man. So OPFOR losing some numbers. They're still going to have the numbers advantage, though, but that BTR snipe was pretty awesome. So hats off to the BLUFOR Mat Gunner there. OPFOR still has a lot of forces in the field. We're seeing this other flank push around. Firefighters also coming back to the AO. Still only one BLUFOR death from the looks of things. And again, you're seeing high caliber shots going up in the helicopter because the helicopter is doing a bad job kind of staying in one spot that's static. I don't think he's going to have any more KIAs from that, but that's very risky to pull. Meanwhile, looking around, there's a lot of OPFOR guys that are unconscious from this little push right here. They were caught out of position. OPFOR's medics could be able to medic them back up, but it's risky being in the open like that. You're hearing some shots landing from afar. I don't know what's engaging that. Probably the helicopter. Those tracers are definitely going out. And Carpenter here, he is firing 5.56 out of gas. Not the best thing you want to do. OPFOR is just trying to close the gap here. See, it's hard because OPFOR can't vehicle rush because of all the AT they would get from squads. But they can't do a far engagement because then they'll get caught out of position, you know? So it's interesting to see how OPFOR is trying to adjust for this. And we just saw Marco get sniped out by these little machine gun team right here. Wondering also if this marksman is taking any shots. Yes, he is. Hasn't gotten a kill yet, but that long-range engagement with that Spar 17 is nasty, but OPFOR might hear those shots and counter. So really, I'm watching a lot for BLUFOR here, but not OPFOR. We have hold up. Firefighter is doing his best here. Unfortunately, gets headshotted, but he gets a 2-for-1 special on OPFOR, guys. Not a bad play right there. These guys caught out in the open. They're taking some shots, trying to adjust here. But they're definitely getting engaged from teams over here. We're too far out to register those tracers coming in, but look at those go. I'm going to be honest, you don't really need a powerful GPU for Arma. You just need a powerful CPU, because Arma has had the same engine since Cold War Assault, which was 20 years ago when that puppy released. It's just been updated graphics every time. So really, just get a powerful CPU and you'll be A-okay. And is that the other BTR? Wow. That had to have been a shot from over here. I have no idea who made that shot, but that, regardless, was a great shot. One of the 50 cals is destroyed, unfortunately, over here. We also have a BLUFOR dead body, probably a disconnect. But, yeah, those BTRs are not maneuverable. It's really easy to pick them off from afar when you have a guy that knows how to range in a Carl Gustav. That round went way over and even despawned. Yeah, that's why Arma 4 is going to be more optimized, we at least hope. In the sense that it has a new engine. But we'll get there when we get there. So OPFOR, I mean... Again, this map is tough. In my opinion, what OPFOR needed to do was just go down the this area instead. And kind of close the distance. Fighting with the forests down here with that bit of cover with the BTR supporting might have been a better. Even the BTR is staying at a big range out here and instead being a suppressive weapon. Or an area denial weapon than just, you know, charging from the complete open. Would have been better. Because now it's just OPFOR being caught way out of position and you're now having to see, starting to see BLUFOR guys kind of come to do counter attacks and mop-ups of OPFOR forces. And time is on OPFOR's side. Or, excuse me, BLUFOR's side, because we're about to see the 15-minute warning in a little under 3 minutes. Now, who is this? This is Stanners, a marksman, trying to set up over here. He is prone, might get a few sniper shots off of guys over here. If he can range the shot on Oscar, ooh, goes right by him. But they don't hear those gunshots. Now they do. That one shot going wide, Oscar not noticing. Heshman definitely noticed, now he's looking. Oh, his shots are just wide here. I don't know who he's aiming for. But, I mean, Oscar hasn't really moved that much. Sanders doing his best. He just cannot seem to range that shot. Oh! It's the arm of Oscar. A little bit of decent going on, actually. So Oscar just felt a little sting in his arm, reminding him to get the fuck down. But he still has his head exposed right towards the marksman. And he's gonna medic where he got shot! Never do that! Never do that! No, 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 no. That's a bad idea. Now he's taking fire back from another position. Oscar's now gonna look at him and go, hey, there's the marksman that can't hit me. Meanwhile, looking around back here, we got BLUFOR guys firing at this position. Twig King was running up to probably shoot some guys in the back. OPFOR still has this big force over here. They're doing a push. Ooh, there we go. OPFOR getting a little aggressive to change up their tactics here. Not a bad call indeed. OPFOR, that marksman still trying to kill Oscar, but Oscar now has his big black dick of freedom here. And any of those 7.62 shots that land. Oh god, a lot of hits landing. Big ouch. Big ouch. But what is Twig King gonna do? He's prone. He sees bad guys. He has a big black box on his back. What are we gonna do? Oh gosh, no, he got spotted because that big black box is really, really easy. It's gonna give you away. I mean, just look at that skyline right there. So he decides to throw something. At least I thought I saw him throw something, and he's getting shot in the back here. Gets crippled. And now he's got to rely on his BLUFOR buddies coming to help bail him out. Now, OPFOR has closed the pincer over here, getting close. There's still a little bit of a kill zone right here on a fortified position, but this is at least closer than what they were doing over there. And there's the 15 minutes remaining mark. Oh, what a nasty warning. We have PJ doing a dismount here. Bridges running out with the rifle, making sure he doesn't overextend. PJ now coming out as well. A little bit of desync happening in this operation, but wow. It's the reason we're seeing desync is because these people keep disconnecting and reconnecting on the server. This attack unfortunately falling apart. Victor deciding to drive away, leaving Gorski to die. Command charging into this AO. This is Fisher taking a nasty shot from that 50 cal. I saw a blood splatter right there. These guys are immediately running around thinking that that's the push there. And a lot of the OPFOR guys waking up as well on this flank. AT going out, and that gas driving by. Oh man, this is messy. We even have an unconscious guy all the way back here. Don't know what happened there. Jacknall. That helicopter is even smoking. Its tail rotor got hit out. I wonder what hit it. They really need to lock the server after safe start, because that would really help with the desync spikes. But yeah, these guys have turned. They noticed that these guys are still alive, and you're still seeing gunshots here. I don't think these guys have realized that they're getting shot at. They're trying to come around. And you got Nutty Person with an AT4, Fishnets. Excuse me, Fist trying to cover that sector, but he gets a little routed there. And OPFOR is going to start sending guys around. Grenade gets bounced away. That's a smoke. And Gorski's trying to pre-fire around that corner. We have Martin that's pulled out here with an AK. Might have just shot. Yeah, someone was hiding under the vehicle. Cyrus, meanwhile, keyholing between these two fuel drums. And Martin's still looking for people. Might see Weiss's foot back here. Pops a smoke out to cover himself. Pops another smoke. And he's going to run right up to Fist. What he needs to do, though, is he needs to come around the other side of this drum and shoot the rest of those OPFOR guys in the back. Meanwhile, OPFOR driving a group up here. Big reminder, they're not allowed to run each other over with VIX. It's a bannable offense in FNF. So these guys are going to charge in to try to blow up that one silo. Not a bad call right there. And looking at this fuel drum, Weiss is on his own covering this sector. Might be able to catch... no he doesn't. Oh, might now. No, he still doesn't. He's bandaging instead. So Fist is staying back here looking around. This is Martin carrying Bridges' body back. So I love how BLUFOR is still trying to save everyone. Fist, meanwhile, doing a Mario jump looking around. Now Weiss is trying to look out to see if he can get a shot on somebody. Fist might come around the corner, though. AT goes in to hit that gas. Not necessarily needed, but I can understand why they do it. And you're seeing 50 cal right here firing up at that OPFOR position. It is not a good day to be OPFOR. Weiss doing his best to medic people. He could catch Nutty, another guy doing medical, trying to pick up a dude to pull him back. Because BLUFOR never sent anyone to clear this position, but OPFOR is not going aggressive here. He's trying to save his buddies, even though he was just in a firefight. So everyone being defensive here to get their buddies up, I think that's commendable. But in a situation like this, whoever sends the guy to go kill the other group would win. And then after you get that area cleared, only then should you start worrying about medical. Because Fist is probably going to catch Wisps out of position. Okay. 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 I got nothing. I got nothing. So OPFOR still has a lot of guys back here. They're trying to crawl up. We also have a little Metallic Wolf trying to get Science up. OPFOR's dismounted some guys over here, and they're getting they're fighting back and forth. We got Arcor, who's a staff member of FNF. He's with a bunch of dudes that I don't honestly recognize, and they're being fought by Azariah and the Funky Bunch, aka Gabian and friends. So BLUFOR, some guys getting caught out in the open here and getting dropped by OPFOR. Again, that open ground is nasty, but unfortunately Lurch just got a flanking shot on this one guy. Yanni coming around. This could be nasty. Checking the map, we still have this big kill zone here. Fist still hasn't killed that guy. Fark's going down to Yanni's bullets. Arcor also bandaging himself, but this OPFOR group might get boxed in. Lurch shooting at Yanni, failing to PID properly. I get the rush, though. You know, if someone comes around the corner, yeah, you shoot first and ask questions later. So Rolo, I want to see if he pushes around that corner to try to take the contact out. Yes, he does. Might catch Yanni bandaging. He's going to catch Yanni bandaging. Multiple shots in the back. Arcor going down, but I think Lurch died when... no, he was shot by Azariah as Arcor got him. Azariah now shooting Rolo. Rolo coming around, getting the double taps on Yanni. There's the kill. Needs to do a reload here. He's going to run out of ammo, and Azariah's going to be able to push him. But Azariah double tapping that body, noticing Rolo go in the corner here. Rolo doing a quick tactical reload. Azariah's going to flank around. Rolo might hear those footsteps go around. Yep. And he's going to wait for him. But he turns the corner at the wrong second. God damn it. I don't get why people do that. If you literally hear the footsteps and you react to the footsteps, why would you look the other way? Meanwhile, Paiju woke back up. Weiss went down. Paiju gets a kill right there because no one bothered to go up and double tap these guys. Unfortunately for Paiju, I know his name's wrong, Heshman was able to see the movement in the bodies, and now he's also getting some more double taps here as some people go into down animations. So OPFOR's attacks, I don't see them recovering 8 minutes. It's not like they would win because of that little glitch in Nagara, but yeah. At least BLUFOR is doing its best to do some medical. We're going to have Hessian walk up here, get the double taps. There goes Wes. Let's see. Yep, just shooting all the bodies. But he leaves Wayne. I doubt Wayne's going to wake back up. Meanwhile, we have a marksman, Stanners over here, who's just swimming around. I hope the BLUFOR piranhas don't give him, or the BLUFOR sharks. Either are very, very deadly. I mean, just looking at what OPFOR has left, it's not much. It's not much. Let's look at the roster on the left here. Here we go. Takes a second for it to get highlighted here. So Ground Command was the first to die for BLUFOR, but the platoons took charge. I mean, just the casualty counts. I'm not really seeing that many dead. And then we look at OPFOR. Again, OPFOR doesn't have that much either, but a lot of them are also, you know, in the little star, which means they're being medic down. But all things considered, yeah, OPFOR has a lot of guys down. They're just kind of stragglers at this point. And BLUFOR is trying to rally forces around to try to kill him. So we might see OPFOR try to rally here, getting some gases and push this objective, but it's a no-go. Meanwhile, OPFOR pushed in to try to do a flank here, and that's fallen apart. Yeah, this is why I really like this second AO, because of that openness around its defensive positions. Looks like T5 Bay tried to leave. No, the window got shot out. You see that little crack right there? So windows got shot out and he was shot in the face. I think as he tried to leave, maybe. Because his body's still outside the Vic. Otherwise, if he was shot in it, it would stay there, obviously. But, yeah, we got another group that tried crawling up. They're getting picked off. I'm going to be honest, based off of how tough the objectives are to blow up and the fact that AO2 honestly is really mean. I could see OPFOR winning if they kept their BTRs back and did some proper, like, suppressing tactics, but even then, it would be difficult. That thing's engine wasn't on again. This was definitely a biased to BLUFOR operation. I'm not going to call it totally unfair because I think those BTRs, if they were used to field on the far ridgeline and the infantry were pushed up through the forested area to get close to this objective to then all do a platoon level battle line up to here, I think they could have broken in, especially with this line of cover right here. If they just pushed up to these rocks, got up to this cover, used it against BLUFOR, used these other fortifications against BLUFOR, I think OPFOR would have had a better chance, but coulda, woulda, shoulda, you know? Yeah, no, that's a glitch in the RHS helos. If you're not there to witness it spool up, the next time you look at it is when you'll see it spool up. But not overly unfair like Sharpur, but just not good tactics on OPFOR's end. I hate to say that about Homebrew, but the open hill push was not the smartest idea. Four minutes remaining. I don't think OPFOR is going to be able to get a single thing demo, but that's also because the only way they can demo is with charges, and we saw their demo guys waste a lot of charges on the first one, which didn't even blow up. So, again, I'm not going to completely trash OPFOR because I think what happened in that AO was bullshit. They should have at least gotten that destroyed, and that's what slowed down this force, but at the same time, they were waiting for this force to get in position. Ooh, we have someone unconscious in the helicopter, and that helicopter's going down. Oh. So, Mountain's number finally ran up, and he was shot out by, I'm willing to say, just standard rifle fire here. Oh, they got a 240 Bravo, so that pen didn't hit the pilot. But, I mean, Mountain did a pretty good job considering how much of a beating that vehicle took. Look at this. We got BLUFOR guys with OPFOR marksman rifles that were pushing into OPFOR's position. Ay, ay, ay. Look at this. OPFOR's actually managed to get oh, no. But they've got to fight Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise has gotten 3 kills in his action career today for this operation, but Tom Cruise also knows when to put it between his legs and run. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Cruise is falling back. Because that's what the aliens from Scientology would want him to do, right? Right. Also, a dude woke up in the helicopter. That would be Legs. I don't think Legs is going to be able to do anything in 2.5 minutes, because I doubt his legs even work right now. But they could. Got some BLUFOR fire coming up on, some OPFOR fire going up to BLUFOR, moving on that open hillside. I think this mission file would have benefited from the full hour instead of a 50-minute thingamajig. But even then, just the amount we have between BLUFOR and OPFOR. I mean, BLUFOR has the numbers advantage. They've taken that from OPFOR, but at the same time, it just takes one guy getting up to the perimeter wall and shooting people to turn the tide. And that was definitely not Buckets. Nope, Buckets is unconscious at the moment. But now that OPFOR has gotten a foothold in here, they're going to start getting these defensive positions. I doubt that 50 cal has any more ammo left, despite it having a box of ammo. But now that OPFOR has a position over this BLUFOR position, they can start shooting at heads that are in the open. But with 1 minute remaining, not going to happen. Meanwhile, I got to commend OPFOR's marksmanship over here. There were 3 guys over here, and now there are 2. Why? Because this man is dead. Rest in peace, Buckets. We got some BLUFOR guys over on this flank that are shooting some of OPFOR guys moving up. That's why you're seeing some guys go down. And, I mean, OPFOR, they still have the manpower to get this done, but not in a minute. Not in a minute. So tech going down to Grenadier fire. I love how these guys are using Grenadier rounds against each other. OPFOR seem to be a little short, but BLUFOR seem to be right on target. And now it looks like OPFOR is down to smoke rounds. But I mean, look at the accuracy of BLUFOR's 40mm here. That one was a little over, but I mean, some of these are right on target. Meanwhile, a lot of OPFORs were short there, but 10 seconds remaining. Alec, I guess, was trying to go for the 50 cal. 3, 2, 1, and that is time. So again, I'm not going to call this overly unfair, but the tactics, it was very restrictive on the tactics OPFOR could have used, but some AOs are like that. What was unfair, though, was the fact that those things are tough to blow up. So, anyway, guys, my name is Liru. I'm not a Lance Corporal. We'll be back for round 2 after the server decides to index, and we will go see how things go here. I think they're just letting some extra kills be done as OPFOR charges out. JY takes a bullet full of lead there. Bad Wolf sticking in the vehicle. Bad Wolf, I could have sworn you were... But Bad Wolf, that's you. And you're getting shot. Bad Wolf! Bad Wolf, do something! Bad Wolf! Bad Wolf! Oh my god, he has his AirPods in, he can't hear us! Bad Wolf! Bad Wolf, you gotta get to the driver's seat and drive! Bad Wolf! Oh, I forgot, his head's made out of selenium. He cannot be killed. He's laughing because his AirPods are too tightly screwed in his head. Damn, Bad Wolf. Bad Wolf just has too much in his ears, man. They stop bullets. I don't know what they are, but that's Soviet-grade selenium AirPods for you. And there's the round over. All right.